Hey everyone, Cherie here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on a scrapbook layout using this beautiful mood board as inspiration. So this is part of the Great Southern Scrap Hop, and there's going to be some other Aussies that are creating projects using this same mood board. So it's going to be really fun to see all the different things that people come up with. So for my page today, what I did was I dove into my stash and I really just looked for things that tied in with the colours of this mood board. So I found some papers. This one is a pink fresh paper. It's fairly new, but all these other ones are much older. This one here is from Echo Park, and this one's an old basic grey paper, and this is an old crepe paper, green paper, which I really love this green colour actually. It's beautiful. So once I had my papers there, I went into my embellishments and I just grabbed out things that matched each of the colours. So I've got that orangey colour there, I've got some green pieces, some yellow and some pink. And there's a variety of things from Pink Fresh, Heidi Swap, a few other things as well. So it's really just a mishmash of items. I think there's a bit of pink paisley there too. So I've just got those in little groups there ready to use. My journaling has been printed out onto some plain white cardstock. And one of the colours here and some of the items in here have this craft colour. So what I've done is cut out a tag out of craft cardstock, and I've made it so that my photo will fit onto that tag, and I've also cut out a little reinforcer piece here out of vellum using my little reinforcer punch from We Are Memory Keepers. And I also cut a small, just a tag top and another little reinforcer piece, which I'm planning on putting down the bottom of the page. I do have some strips of the other colours too to put across the bottom of the page, just to bring in a little bit more colour at the bottom there. So I'm almost ready to make a start. My page is all about this beautiful cactus that my son gave me for a past Mother's Day, and it keeps on blooming and the flowers are bigger than the cactus itself. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I really wanted to get that down on paper. Alright, I'm going to grab my sewing machine first up and add some stitching to these pieces, to the tag, to my journaling, around the border as well, and then I'll pop back on here and show you how I'm going to put all of these pieces together. Okay, so my stitching has been done. I've stitched on those little strips as well, and the tags and the journaling. So now I can start putting all these things together. I've got some vellum tape here, and that's what I'm going to use to adhere those vellum reinforcer pieces to my tags. So I'll do both of those, stick those into place, and then I can add that twine back to the main tag there. Alright, so now that that's done, I can go ahead and start arranging these on the page. So I want these pieces to go across the top of the page. I've decided to put my tag upside down because I want that twine to be hanging down the page. Just working out how I want to layer these pieces. I did leave my threads on each of these pieces. I thought it would just add some nice texture. So I'll leave those on and sort of tuck them in under the edges. Okay, so I do want these at different heights, and my photo will go on the tag which I've put on top. Alright, so I do have the pieces to go across the bottom as well, and I'm going to arrange them in the same colour order as the pieces up top so that the colours correspond. So just working out the spacing for those as well. Alright, so I can go ahead and start sticking these down into place. I'm just going to use my tape runner to do that. I won't make you watch me do all of those, but I'll go ahead and get that done. Alright, so they're all stuck into place. I'm just adding my tag, and that's going on there now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a row of stitching across the very bottom of the page. So after this fiddling around, you'll see me grab my sewing machine and I'll just add that row of stitching across the bottom pieces there. So that's done, which you'll see a little bit later. It's a bit off camera at the moment, but I'm adding my photo onto that big tag. And now is the fun bit, creating all my little coloured clusters. So Starting on that orangey colour first, I've got the flowers there. I've got that die cut word that says lucky. That one there says flowers always or flowers please. I can't quite see it on my screen, but it's relevant to this page, which is great. I've got that little XO piece as well, so I'm going to start sticking those down into place, just tucking it under the edge of that tag. I've got the little XO piece going on there, now that banner piece too, and I'm just hanging that off the edge a little bit. Now, because this die cut word is so thin, I'm going to use some liquid glue on the back of that, so just adding a few little dots of glue around that. And then I'll actually use my tweezers to put that onto the page, just a little bit fiddly. So I'm just sort of tucking it under the edge there, making sure it fits in with the other pieces that are already there. I'll get rid of any excess glue as well. Alright, so next up I've got that little piece that says this makes me happy, and I'm going to add that to the side of the photo, and I like that that's sort of coming off of the orange section onto the photo there. Alright, so next up we have the green section. I've got this acetate word that says fab, which I've had in my stash for ages, so I'm really happy to be using that up. I've got that green flower there and that leaf. I think they were pink paisley. I'm going to staple that acetate word on there, using some adhesive for the flower, and I've got that leaf, and this is where I decide that I want to add some foam adhesive behind this just to add some more dimension. So I'm going to add one behind the flower, and then I'll add one behind that leaf as well. So that's done, just overlapping it onto that yellow section a little bit. Then I've got this acetate piece. I think this is a Heidi Swap piece that says my view. I'm going to staple that one on. Again, it's just sort of hanging off that section at the bottom there, which I like. And then I've got another little chipboard piece here that says happy place. I'm just working out where to put that one. Alright, next up we have the yellow section, and I've got this wood veneer piece which I think was Pink Fresh. I've got this floral piece here and this cute little bird. Just working out how I want these to sit. I'm going to use liquid glue behind that wood veneer piece. I'm just adding that on there now, and then I can tuck it in under that green section. Next up I've got the floral piece to go on. I'm going to use foam tape behind that because it does need a little bit of height off the page to go over the top of that wood veneer piece. So I do need to fiddle around just to make sure my foam adhesive is in the right spot there. Next up I've got that cute little bird to go on. Again, I'm using some foam adhesive because it is overlapping that wood veneer. So I'm just cutting the pieces small to fit in behind the shape of that bird. Then I've got this yellow tassel, which I think was crepe paper. I've had it for ages, so I'm really happy to be using it. Such a great way to use up bits and pieces in your stash to make these little clusters. It's really fun. I've also got that gold charm, which is a crepe paper piece as well. So I just hung that from the tassel with some white twine from my stash. So next up is the pink section. I've got this beautiful vellum piece from Heidi Swap. I've got another little chipboard piece at the top there that's helping to adhere that vellum piece on. And then I've also used a foam dot behind that flower, which is also helping to keep that vellum in place. I've got this little acetate arrow, which I think is also Heidi Swap. I'm using the foam square under the flower to adhere that one into place. That way I don't have to use any glue or adhesive behind it. I've got another little flower here just getting tucked under the side, and then finally I've got this cute little butterfly, and I'm just working out where to put that, and I do have a foam square behind that one for more dimension. So I'm really loving how all these little clusters are working, and I've just added some foam behind that first flower too. Next up is my journaling, and to attach this to the page I'm going to punch a hole at the top and bottom of this piece, and then I'm going to thread it onto that twine coming from the photo tag. So I'm going down through the top and then up through the bottom hole there, and then that twine's going to go through the hole of that tag top at the bottom of the page. So just a fun way to attach this to the page. So I started off by using just tape runner behind this, but because I have the twine running behind this cardstock piece, you could see the line of twine behind it. So what I'm going to do is actually grab some foam tape, and I'm going to add a couple of sections of that to the back, and that's just going to give it that little bit of dimension that will allow that twine to go down behind this journaling tag. So just getting rid of those backing pieces and make sure I get this in the right spot. Stick that down. Little bit of adjustment there. For the twine at the bottom, I'm just sort of curling it up on itself, and I'm going to staple that into place using my tiny attacher. Alright, a couple more things left to go. I've got this die cut piece here that says enjoy the little things. I'm going to add that to the top of my journaling, just trimming it down a little bit there. And I did find another orange piece. I'm just adding that to the side, and I have also stamped the date onto my journaling as well. So giving you a closer look at all the little bits and pieces in my clusters here. Lots of dimension and texture. Here's my journaling. You can see how that's been attached, and you can see that stitching across the bottom as well. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I've put this page together using the mood board as inspiration. I'll put some information down below how you can check out what the other lovely ladies have created using this same mood board, and I hope to see you again here very soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your day.